on cash. Obviously not in the map pool this time. CT side will pretty much just go for a bit of a standard pistol, but straight into drop. Snatchy leading the way. We'll see if he is as on form as yesterday. 3 players around this door. Does manage the first. A quick trade back. PHR will find another, and the aggression of Furlan working wonderfully as the damage is done. Well did it. Left as the lone man.
Bit too much to ask for, I think. He's going to give it a shot. There's a shot. Groovy dead. But now they know exactly where he's rotating from, and they will be poised perfectly to deal with this tower, having a crossfire with PHR in the drop down. And well done it. Bit optimistic. Obviously had to go for it anyway, but it is not going to be his round. Ago picking up that pistol on the T side as well. Now going to have the money in their favor for the start of this game, but Russia on the force is certainly a team that I would be scared of if I was Ago. Buying down now pistols and armor. CZs to be expected, especially on Cobble. And I think Ago have to be very careful into the second round. Well, it's actually saving as well for the AWP, and I like that on Cobble. Bring it in early onto that CT side. Can always be an issue for Ago to deal with, especially when this is a more confident map for the Russians rather than the Poles.
Chance to make up a little bit of money with the SMG. Ooh. Mainly rifles, though.
13-11 to Team 1. Cloud9 on Eco, Tom.
So it would be quite funny then if it was like one Brazilian team completely bombs out and then the other one knocks out Cloud9.
And
like
maybe Fnatic, Tom. Maybe Fnatic as well. Who knows? Oh, dear. Mid-control taken, though, by Ago. Flash up. Ooh, those are blinded. They haven't checked the corner. There we go. Groovy will eventually. He follows up, actually. Nice shot to the top of mid. Takes down World Edit with a MAC-10. Not the player I would have thought to get that kill with the gun, but Ago, 2-man advantage. A-site going to be conceded here by Team Russia. They go for the drop boost, and they have 3 players left on B, but passive from Furlan. He's holding the spawn, making sure they can't go for that save in the T-spawn at the very least. Confidence, at least from Furlan's position, that his team are going to take over the A-bomb site. And Ago not hunting for kills here. They know they don't need to. There's no reason to risk losing this round or losing guns at the very least, especially when you're running 4 AKs. Just no benefit to taking down Russia here. They don't need the $300. Groovy's too low to chase with the MAC-10. In some scenario, you maybe see Groovy throw the MAC-10 over to someone else and him go for a hunt, but then it's the risk of giving an AK to a man with 1 HP, especially when you don't know where Russia are.
Yeah, either way. It's good for Ago just off the back of keeping it flawless as well, especially with all the rifles. That's the biggest thing, is just when you have rifles, just keep them alive. That's always the most prominent factor. As you said, CZs will be kept. It's always an opportunity for a little bit of extra damage to be done. I wonder if World Edit may just buy up a pistol or something, because he could realistically buy a Deagle and will still have enough to actually get an AWP and Kevlar. Obviously, saving it, though, means he gets armor and maybe a kit or some utility instead. So he'll just hold on to what he's got. T-side with an identical buy to what we saw in the previous round, with more utility, of course. And still that chance for the MAC-10 to make some cash.
To be expected, especially with this setup. That is unfortunate for Russia, with everyone on A and Ago already outside of B, but not committed just yet. However, it's very likely to be the case. Into drop down they go. Molotov for Groovy, of course, being the point man for Ago, having that MAC-10, and he's going to start to spot them in connector. Actually won't. He runs past, gets shot in the back. Wall bang. Good kill from Electronic. Hooch actually joins the party as well, and Ago 2 men down, but I'm not worried just yet, although Hooch just grabbed a gun. PHR needs to win this duel right now, and he does. Ago back in somewhat of control, but again, Russia still with the man advantage. We have Snatchy lurking around. And again, if you have a lurk in a 3-on-4 like this, if Snatchy dies, this is such a difficult round for Ago. We have a smoke push from C's, or at least around the edge. Snatchy just going to avoid him working his way up long, and this could be perfect as well, because Doja, he's only got a USP up on the A bomb site. So if Snatchy works his way to A, even if Doja gets the information, he probably can't take this kill. He'd have to catch him off guard, really, or Snatchy to miss a big shot, but that's a reposition from Doja that could be fantastic. He's moved to the back of the site. Bomb's still outside of B. It may rotate, but I think they know Snatchy's here. They must have the idea, because they've fully rotated over towards this side of the map. Sees this, killed him, and now Ago, they've got to hit this B site. Luckily enough, Russia aren't there.
Yeah, they've already retrieved that AK onto Seized, however. And the more time they take, the more players will be here. 20 seconds left on the clock. Molotov onto the site, even slowing them down more. And the Poles look like they're in real trouble in this round. Electronic will be waiting back Tao will find one. PHR actually with another, and somehow they're making this work. They've got to go for the bomb plant, however, and if World Edit drops it, he could just hide, but PHR wins it. I don't know how they pull that one back. It looked like an inevitable round for the Russians, but they have at least made things very costly.
Yeah, definitely. That's good for Russia now. They're going to be pretty happy, all things considered. Only having 3 armored pistols in that round, and now going into this, if they win the buy, it's a very realistic scenario where AGO won't have a lot of money. Luckily for AGO, they kept everyone alive in that second round, so it's something to work with. And you can see actually they do have some cash, but yeah, just on the edge of things here. AGO 3-0 though, and Russia in with a buy. We have that all being saved for, and finally pulled out now by World Edit. Faster pace from AGO taken, but nades up to the plateau will slow down Furlan. He gets smoked off, so can't do anything just yet. AGO just hold on to the outer B bomb site. We have some aggression from Russia up on the A side of the map. Doja pushed up long, but again we've got Tao holding that, so realistically if Doja gets too aggressive he might get taken down. Team Russia probably pretty confident this is a B setup at the moment, but with no commitment from AGO, they don't want to risk rotating that 3rd man or 4th man over, sorry, because then they won't have any info on to whether AGO are hitting mid.
Quick push, Electronic manages the first, but the trades are in. Hooch gets one back, and the T's are just shutting this down. It's left all onto Dosia. 1 versus 3. Position looks bleak for him. Already waiting, they know exactly where he is as well. They can just look to buy a little bit more time. They don't have to worry about flanks either. His position is known, and Snatchy will take him down. A 4th round already on the T side for the Poles. And yet to really see too much. Dosia yet to get a kill, and the T's have actually got a fair bit of money considering they actually lost themselves so many players in the last round.
Yeah, that was that second round save though, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
So going a long way. It could have been dicey if they lost that round, but they would have had a buy regardless, a force at the very least for AGO with 3 or 4 rifles. And again, if they shared the money around PHR had plenty, that would have been fine. But all back in, pistols back in for Russia. 2 towards B and 3 towards A early on, so some aggression potentially being shown on A with this setup. They will fall back of long pretty early on. And AGO, a very passive default here on the T side, just holding the outer area of mid and not letting Russia get aggressive because they know they're on pistols. They know that Russia want to force kills here, and that is a slight bit of damage. Hooch, got to be very careful there on the box.
Still plenty of time for the T's. Nade out. She does, well, next to nothing. 3 or 4 damage, not anything to write home about. They are actually just going to fade Electronic back towards the A side, just in case. Don't want to allow the T's free roam. It does mean they're now split into a more sort of common setup over on this CT side. We're going to have some utility being expended, and it definitely looks like it will be a B hit for AGO. Trying to fake out some drop sounds, although jumping onto the wood probably won't help you too much there. And Groovy, I think he may have just spotted the flank coming in. However, Electronic does get the opener once again. Another couple of kills coming in, but PHR looks to try and end it. However, he'll be the only one left. The CT side have managed to do huge amounts of damage. Peek out coming in, an individual fight from Dosia that possibly wasn't needed. And now World Edit left into a 1 versus 1.
Yeah, but not a lot of time to work with. 20 seconds on the clock. He's looking for the angle. That's a really good smoke. Gives him the position to actually spot World Edit, and no damage in response. He's going to sneak on up. World Edit dead. And PHR, big 4K round to find that victory. And AGO 5-0. But that's not the only victory, Tom. Cloud9 just lost to Team 1, 16-12. They are going home, and Team 1 will advance to the semi-finals up against Fnatic in the higher stage of the bracket. That is incredible.
Wow. So, going into this tournament, a Brazilian team in the semi-final.
And they've guaranteed themselves at least $70,000. And if they find third, 150K.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Wow. Upset of the day for sure. We thought maybe MVP would be the ones to bring it. However, already Tao overwhelms World Edit. That AWP is going to be gone. There is a second in the form of Hooch. Leaves only 1 player, and already the defense is going to be split. That 1 pick has forced a rotation. The aggression of World Edit not paying off at all. And AGO, they're looking very strong so far on this T side.
Throwing out the AWP, I like that. Good little detail from AGO. keep that away from Russia in case they get into a situation where they can save it. Don't want that to be a factor. AGO still very slow paced after this pick. They're not going to commit to anywhere right now, just looking for control towards the A side of the map. The bomb still held outside of B. Doja, is he getting flashed in? That's my question, because Hooch has one on the site. He looks very close to the angle. But no, that doesn't seem to be the case. Just going to hold on for the time being. Again, if he walks in here and goes down, this is a 5-on-3, but that's timing. Doja peeks up as soon as the other player pulls out his smoke. Tower will trade at the very least, but Furlan's dead in the meantime. So, bomb not spotted, but a rotation made. Russia see 2 players up on A, so they pull another man over. However, that's the wrong call to make.
Once again, it's looking like B will be the point of contention. T-side setting up. There's only going to be seized here. As I said, he's been doing well so far in this tournament, but he now finds all the information. Molotov eventually slowed them down. However, it's that push in from drop that pretty much ends this round in its tracks. The CT side saving. It's definitely going to be the right case. They've still got 1 AWP. They can drop a couple of weapons as well based off of the max loss bonus, but this is starting to get worrying. And in fact, at the moment, Team Russia seem to be doing much better with the pistols than the weaponry.
Well, I mean, we haven't really seen a whole lot at all. Even with damage from pistols, it's not been around, Tom. It's still a 6-0 for AGO. And they won't be able to save that secondary AWP. Here's why Snatchy threw it out, right? Because maybe they would. You never know. But it is not left on long. They have 1 at the very least, so that's something saved. And this is a really good start for AGO. Let's take into account as well, Tom. Could be history repeating itself. Last year, at the previous WSG finals, we had Kingwin, another Polish roster, find 2nd place.
They should have won that tournament. I want to just say that now. Like MV, every single match they played was very, very close, but Kingwin throughout looked like a really good team. They knocked out Virtus Pro. It was unexpected. That was actually when Virtus Pro were not in the worst of form either. They were sort of building back in to, I think the next tournament afterwards was the Major. And yeah, that was where Kingwin just went in, and it looked like the pressure got to them. Because genuinely, obviously, like Kenny had a great performance. He always does in those sort of big matches. But yeah, no, it was really, really surprising that Kingwin didn't actually manage to take that home. So yeah, the Poland WSG, they do go quite well together. You've got to mention last time it was, of course, 2. What was it? 2nd and I don't know if Virtus Pro finished 3rd or 4th.
Oh yeah, no, there was a 3rd, 4th match. I can't remember. Was it Space Soldiers who played that? Or am I making that up? Because Space Soldiers
no, I think you are right. Yeah, they lost to MV. That was another one.
Yeah.
The Space Soldiers probably should have beaten MV. And even before then, like MV in those sort of like late round scenarios, they had a comeback every single time last year. It was Tai Lu was beating them in the quarterfinals. And that was like the weird Tai Lu where they just had a couple of players kicked and like...
Oh, yeah. And they didn't even have a full Chinese 5 as well, so they actually had to make a mix for the team.
Yeah, that's what it was weird.
Yeah.
So either way, 6-0. CT side will have another bye thanks to the saved weaponry. T side once again going to be gathering up towards the B side of the map, maybe looking to try and speed up the play. That's normally a good idea once you've just come up against the sort of tactical pauses. Okay, let's do something completely different.
Although the Molotov slows them down, Furlan responds with his own to stop Russia from gaining map control. That Molotov can be used so Russia can get control towards the stairway, but that's not the case with the counter molly thrown in by Furlan. Now AGO just look to burst on. This 3rd rotation has come through for Russia, but is it going to be enough? That is the question. Close position from Electronic. Exactly the man you want in this situation as well, but he's got a lot to do. Backwards jump in for Furlan. He jumps to his death. Oh no, Hooch follows up as well. This might be the first round for Russia. The bomb's under their control as well, but the trade back in. Only 1 trade, however. 2 men left up on the plateau, but Snatchy doing damage. We know how dangerous he can be. Only 1 shot connecting. Nade may go over to do some more. Hooch is down to 30, but everyone's getting tagged here on the side of AGO. It's just Snatchy. Look at the chase from Hooch. It doesn't quite work out. Now it's a 1v2.
Where is Dosia going? He's gone on a long rotation. He's turned this into a 1 versus 1. Like, I understand the play, but this is so risky. He gives a chance for Snatchy to take the 1 versus 1. Dosia really needs to keep running here, and that's the thing. No. He's still slowing down, but eventually Welded it will win it. That was so risky. I think they just expected Snatchy to stay on plat. So rather than actually like, just keep waiting for him to peek out. They'd go for the long rotation, but that could have ended so badly.
The only situation that makes sense, really, or I mean, not that it doesn't make sense, you can make an argument for it, right?
Yeah.
But the best situation that would be is if Snatchy had the bomb, right? Because then Doja can go, okay, he might be rotating to A, he might not commit, etc. Snatchy, you know, took some time before he peeked well at it. He snuck round the freeway, so if he had bomb, maybe, but it was down. It was in the open. It was completely under control of Russia, or at least it should have been. Yeah, so some weird situations, at least with Hooch getting aggressive again with the USP and getting killed by Snatchy and that smoke as well. Now it's a chance for a reset for AGO. If they find this round on the board, Russia, their money's going to be low. Doja knows exactly where Furlan is. He's definitely got to watch out.
Ooh. Dosia getting the opener. Trade being hunted for, but Tao can't really afford to just run into the X-God. He will meet him in just a second, but Dosia already picking up a double. An early start to this round for Team Russia, and no real response just yet. Still a minute left on the clock for the T's to make their move, and the AWP of Snatchy looking to try and lurk around towards this A site, but nobody really giving him that opportunity anymore.
Yeah, this is exactly what Russia need as well. Finding 2 rounds in a row will keep their economy in a good state. Definitely get themselves back into this matchup. That's a really unlucky peek for Snatchy. He looks away from the door and Electronic runs through. So 30 seconds left, a desperation play, and AGO not really wanting to save in this spot. They may just go for it because they have the loss bonus not built up, but it's always, you know, unfortunate to save in a 5-on-2. You know, there's still an opportunity, just not a realistic one. So they will fall back. Time was too low for them to contend with this round. Groovy holds on to the AWP as well. So there's something for AGO. They'll definitely buy up next round. That's something to say at the very least. PHR, well, he has to save as well if they want to buy, really. And he should just be fine. Actually, I say they'll buy. I'm going to need to see the money for that, because Groovy had some cash, but I don't think anyone else really did. Yeah, I don't know. They're probably not going to buy this, actually. They have 3 players on $2,000 and no one else with enough to drop over. So there's an argument for either one. Right?
Yeah, I feel like well, from my point of view at least, you'd buy just to sort of balance out the money. Because otherwise you're going to just have 2 players with no money and then 3 players with money, and it will just get ridiculously confusing. So just balance it out. Maybe have a little bit of extra money saved so that when you can go back in with a buy, you have like an AWP. But even if you don't do that, it's not the biggest problem. Snatchy pretty good with the rifle anyway, so they are going to force. And, well, now the CT side with a chance to build back into this one. Obviously 6-0 down. But they brought them so close. That was the thing. There were a couple of rounds where the Pistols almost managed to win them. But that's why we haven't seen a ridiculous amount of money. Like 2 rounds was all it took to reset them. Dosia, he's going to go for the same again. Tao's the one peeking. Snatchy there with the AWP, but it doesn't matter if he has a gun or not. Eventually, Groovy will be there to overwhelm him. And Furlan can probably pick up this AWP or something of the sort. Ooh. PHR, is he going to check the angle? I have a feeling he may not. And that will be Electronic to net another, leaving just 2 remaining.
Yeah, that's really well played from Electronic. I will explain after, because AGO is still committing to this site. Electronic not going to be able to stop him. Furlan does get towards the site, but the nade will certainly finish him off. Now it's just Groovy. 1v3. He's found the first, at least knows where he is, but well, they're going to shut it down. And yeah, the reason that play from Electronic is really nice, and Russia, and sorry, AGO never going to check that angle, is because, you know, with all that fight going on from Dosia down in the danger room, you would expect Electronic to peek and join in on the fray, but because he doesn't, they just assume, okay, there's no one here in mid, otherwise they would have tried to trade and tried to help out his teammate. So
basically, you're saying it was good because he was a filthy beta.
Yeah, filthy beta, which is fine in a pro game when you know what you're doing and your team are okay with you baiting to some extent, but when you're doing it in your matchmaking games, I'm not a fan. I'm looking at you, Tom.
I don't bait. I normally die first.
No, you don't. You go in last and bomb plant.
That's not true.
After we win the round, after we got 4 entries.
That's just not true.
Ooh, filthy nade. Dosia, is he going to do the damage, Tom? Smoke down, he's getting chased, hounded here through the smoke. They look questioning to go through, but they jump in synchronization. Dosia just throwing his gun right at them. Here, take it away. And they will, with 1 kill, but it's still a 2-on-4.
And both players tagged as well. He must have done about 400 damage in that round at least, so Dosia getting that ADR stat up a little bit. And a few kills to boot. Seized He's going to be waiting around the corner. Look at the position of Hooch. Like, how are you ever going to expect this? This last player is just absolutely screwed. Although, is he just going to walk straight past him? That's going to be the worst thing of all. Will he spot the rifle? Nope, never mind.
Knife.
Oh, no. Ooh. It's literally a left click. There we go.
No.
Knife kill comes in. Hooch makes some extra cash. And, well, CT side definitely back into this one.
That's a round where Flush would have heard the screams and turned around and shot, because obviously crowd making a bit of noise here. Although they are in soundproof booths, actually, so completely take back that comment.
Yeah, you calling into question our booths?
Yeah, the booths are the way to go, Tom. Love a booth. Well, Russia certainly pulled this back from the deficit that they started off, at least in this map, with a 6-0 lead for AGO. Now going to be 4-6. Oh, wait, what? Where was that nade? Drop down. They went for the boost up, and AGO naded it. Now look at World at its health, 28 HP.
Well.
There's no way AGO will still expect them to be committed on this angle, though. There's surely no way, but the Molotov should force them off. Actually, it wouldn't have. They run right through it.
I think they expected it to be a little bit closer, so Seized is now down to 12 HP. They haven't even seen anyone yet, and AGO have done so much extra damage. Smoke wall fall. Orb in this position is kind of weird anyway. I suppose it was just because of the boost, but I'm kind of hoping he maybe at least goes back through the window. Either way, Electronic still finds the opener. Furlan will be there to trade. Even picks up the AWP, goes for the repeat, getting tagged down low. Still standing, however. And look at all of the players. There's no one on A. We can literally cut the map in half and it will have no players on it.
All in the southeast, Tom. But not for long. Rotation coming through for Russia. Misread. It's seized. AGO, they need to seize this round because the time is ticking away already. Another flash in for Russia. Couple of smokes and mollies still left up for the CT side as well, so they've got a good chance. Obviously, a huge amount of utility on AGO, but it's not going to work unless they push in with it. They need to speed up. Groovy, another opening kill, and now AGO with an opportunity, but World alive and kicking, but not for long. He's already been dropped. AGO back into control here with a 3-on-1 and sees that one man to rotate is definitely going to regret that decision.
Just save. 12 HP. Like, I understand the sort of need, the hunger for an exit, but it's just not worth it here. Losing the rifle, he's got a kit, incendiary as well. Yeah, so just not worth it. Will be 7-4 in favor of AGO. Now, I do expect a bit more from Team Russia over on the T side, a bit more free roam, and I think that's where this team really could shine. And I think the other thing as well is having Hooch in there as sort of like the leader of the team. Like, he is someone who actually actively picks up in-game leader and is not forced into the role.
Very rare in the CIS region as well.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing it anymore, you do it. Fairly rare in like, well, G2 as well.
Yeah. I mean, most scenes struggle. Back to another round, though, for Russia. They've got the buy-in. Saved gun, obviously, Seas gets an exit, so going to limit the economy of AGO somewhat, but they're still in the lead, 7-4. Not the end of the world. The buy is pretty good as well for Russia. AWP, and they still got cash to fall back on after that as well, so I'm not sure if AGO are going to be able to push them to eco just yet, even with an 8th round. Russia 3 on B, and AGO again the same early setup outside of the site. They're actually going to put pressure on the drop down this time. There's no AWP there, it's on long. In fact, there's no one really in the drop-down contesting it. They've given it up, given it to AGO, although yet to push in. It's going to be seized. Nice shot from Dosia. Shoots down Tao through the wall. That's certainly a way to kick off.
And the nade as well. The nade dunked him down to 54. That was just sick. T-side. Man disadvantage. Still the chance for the break back. We'll have majority of players looking to try and fight for drop again. But look at this rotation again. It just seems like the CT side are pretty good at these gambles. Seed pushing through, spots the AWP, does so much damage. He almost gets one without any vision as well. And I feel like the T's are just getting bogged down, getting stuck in spots. They haven't actually had too many plays over towards the A side of the map. It's been back to B most of the time. Sees looking for further aggression, but will be caught. Quick trade in. However, still more damage being done. The T's now making their way out of the plat. Double drop control from the CT side at the moment. They've got the AWP onto World as well to try and hold onto this cross with a flashbang. Perfectly placed.
Yeah, bomb down now. They can't wrap in time. Electronic tries, but Furlan locks down the highway. Now a 2-on-2 on the retake. Russia, maybe an early peak too much, but World will follow up. Great shots on the AWP. Wallbang to PHR, headshot to Furlan, and round found by Russia. 5 on the board here on the CT side. Definitely a close game as well. I mean, this is exactly equally matched, I'd say, with this being a T-sided map and these being two very well-matched teams. 7-5. I like that score. It's going well. No one seems to be too worried just yet, and the money's good for both teams as well. The buy can come back through for AGO. They got the bomb plant after all.
I wonder if they will. I feel like I saw a few player with about 3,000.
Was that a research? Now that I say that, yeah, that was a research. Just ignore that. I assume they picked up the last, but nope. Whoops.
They still have enough money to go into the next round, though. So just going to go for a few pistols, and finally they go to A. But this is something that a lot of teams seem to do. They haven't been able to deal with Dosia yet, and well, his stats are just getting padded because every time they go for an eco round, they run straight into this man. C will get a couple, and actually they do end his life again. He's not very good at surviving, but he is pretty good at finding a few kills and, well, securing the round at least. It would have to be a massive mistake from the CT side to lose this one. They've got complete control of the bomb, and it's up to Toa to make a play.
They have been very aggressive, though, so that's something that could catch them out. There's a great example. C's pushed into the angle, and Toa gets that frag. I feel like Russia in these situations have really been just hunting a little too much. I mean, even we looked at Hooch on that B site. We looked at Electronic in the previous round, chasing down the highway when they could have just waited for that bomb plant to go through. Just situations like this where Russia unnecessarily lose players, and that's going to hurt their economy as well. Eventually, when they start to lose more rounds, they're going to be down to ecos pretty quickly. Luckily enough, they keep 3 alive in this one, but Electronic's still on a MP9. Will he find a gun? No. Trying to scavenge. He can upgrade, but he won't have nades. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they've got a load of other players who could give him a gun. Hugo, come on, sharing is caring.
I know. Just you don't drop me, Tom. So why would they drop him?
I'm always drop the bombs. So.
I'm basically Electronic, you know. There's no comparison for you on this team though, because everyone here is good.
I don't know. I'd say I'm a bit like Dosia, a beautiful man, sexy body, great Counter-Strike.
Question mark on the last one.
Major winner.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot of similarities.
Oh, you're talking about the simulation now.
Yes, I know. And that is the fact the team 1 just beat Cloud9. That definitely is the simulation.
Expected.
Calculated. And so is that Dosia in middle getting shot down by Tao.
He actually kept MP9. Like he
really?
he gives a gun. Yeah, he gives a gun over to Electronic, and then he's just like, I don't want to spend any of my money, so I'm just going to take this MP9, go aggressive.
Well, that's fine, because he loses it anyway, so won't get a chance to play with it. AGO setting up outside of B again. Team Russia, they need to... This is when you want to get aggressive. This is when you want to force a kill, especially on Cobblestone.
I think it works both ways, though, because it's sort of like... Okay, obviously getting back into the round is important, but if you do re-aggress, especially on a map like Cobble, where there's just so many angles that is just an advantage for the Ts if you're peeking them. Plat is one of them. Once they're already set up, you can literally see the Ts were just facing it with an AWP. So to try and challenge there is going to be very difficult. CT side already rotating. Long flank coming in from Electronic as well. So they have all the info. The problem is, are they going to be there fast enough? Well, it seems at least for a couple. Great position from C's. They've already managed to double up and take the man advantage back. The flank now coming in. Electronic will pounce, and it's left all onto one Furlan. He needs to get 4 kills to win this. He knows that Electronic's coming in from behind. The bomb's dropped in the open. Electronic has absolutely no reason to peek this, and he realizes.
10 seconds as well. He's got to run. He's got to make a quick play, but Electronic going to shut him down. Great team play from Russia as well. The flash in allows Hooch to peek around the corner and do damage to Furlan, and then Hooch just doesn't need to fight in the chicken coop. Just allows Electronic to get the kill on the cross. So 7-7 now. Russia pulled it back. Taking into account, Tom, this was a 6-0 lead for AGO.
Yeah.
So Russia's certainly been good in these latter stages of the half.
Yeah, once they got the economy rolling and once they've been able to sort of get all that extra utility, we've also seen a decent step up. Like Dosia, obviously, a lot of eco frags, but Electronic's been playing very well as well. And I said that was one of the important factors for this team. The newest man in Na'Vi, and well, T-side at least, they seem to be throwing in a bit of a fake. Lots of utility. It seems to be working. There's only one man now left over, and Dosia is no longer so far back. CZ will be able to find one. Of course, this is a force spy coming in, so of course that means it's going towards the A site. But actually, there'll be nobody there.
Although, Dosia rotating back in, that's the bomb dropped in middle, Furlan trading. And the smoke in the door may be good, but if anyone's going to run through it, it will be a player from Team Russia. That being said, with PHR getting a kill in the drop down, now they've got to worry about that flank coming through. He's down into the B bomb site. This is big. They're still focusing on the bomb. They don't care about the flank at all. WildEdit is trying to kill Furlan on A, while Electronic splits up and hunts the flank on B, but now the flank is going to be going all the way back towards the A site through mid. So PHR, actually really good job. Drops into drop, and now he's just run through plateau to get back. And Team Russia are constantly going to be checking their backline, because they don't know this. They don't know he's wrapped back. They may have a guess, but they can't be convinced, at least, although that flash will completely give it away. So now Russia know where he is.
It actually completely blinded Furlan as well. So it must be just like...
Worst flash I've ever seen.
Can you just stayed on the other side? Furlan will finally get the bomb down. Push back in, PHR, well, he makes up for it with the CZ. Now left completely blind himself. WildEdit will take him down, leaves it into the 1v1 with the AWP. Doesn't quite manage to connect, though. Furlan will survive a little bit longer, and WildEdit, he's looking for a rifle, but he's not going to find one. Spots him on the cross, back to the CZ he goes, but it won't matter. A nice round coming out from AGO. Again, one that never should have been. And it will be 8-7. They at least take the half, but from 6-0 down, that's really not bad at all.
Yeah, can't turn your nose up at that. Again, you know, this is a very equal matchup and one that very well could go to 3 maps. So definitely definitely a fine half for AGO, and managing to pick up a 4 CZ round with a Galil, you know, not a worry at all. Good round from PHR again, despite the flash, and obviously
it definitely actually seems like Seized is the most vocal in the team. Like every time we're sort of cutting to camera, he seems to be the one calling the shots. I'd actually be interested to know if he is, because I know that Hooch is sort of the expected one, but obviously it being, I feel like for Team Russia, okay, they're in the quarterfinals. They didn't have Flamey here. It's a mixed team anyway, so there's no real pressure for him. So maybe he just decided, okay, I'm actually going to take the calling here. Now we have got a raid boss dual Berettas on Tau.
I disagree with that.
I like it.
I know you do.
But it's because Furlan can just buy a kit. So he's gone for the kit and
no,
Julies.
it makes economical sense, Tom, but it's the Julies. It's the Julies. That's the issue.
Watch.
Well, let's see how it does, because it's going to be a long rush for Russia. Quickly up to the A-bomb site. Rotation going to be needed, as Snatchy is alone here, take into account. And there's a good shot. Wow. Hooch jumping around the corner. Snatchy going to find that kill, and now he just repositions into middle. I like it as well, because, well, a rotation is yet to come through, really, for Russia. Snatchy may be able to force another frag on another part of the map. And look at this mid-play from Snatchy. It's very aggressive. I thought he'd hold on to that position, but no, he does eventually. Spots mid, make sure there's no one in danger, but it's going to be misinformation as now they work their way into that angle. Electronic as well, taking the kill. 4-on-4 now taken back by Russia, and they do look to hit B. That's the thing, but with the bomb there, it's not going to be a standard drop-down split to A, which would probably be a really good call right now, although there is the fabled dual Berettas there. Actually, I think Dosia's going to walk into those Julies, Tom. Groovy as well. It's a really good defense from AGO and drop, and this could be a very hard fight for Russia.
Yeah, look, they've still got a lurk, so they could realistically try and go back towards A. I think that maybe the plan. Julies, he's not very good with them. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, not the fact that they're bad, no.
No. It could have dropped no P250, but let's ignore that. Either way, T-side actually going to go running all the way back towards the A site. It's been a bit of a bamboozle, but they didn't really leave one there.
I call this the MVP.
The fake. You can't just call every fake an MVP. I think that's a little bit much. Seized will actually be able to get the bomb down, and WildEdit just going on a little bit of a run has done enough to get them the bomb plant, which is probably more they would have expected in this sort of situation. CT side, well, they've been sent on a wild goose chase, and they will be going back towards B. They do have a kit. Furlan being tagged down. They need to kill quickly, but there you go, Seized. Already finds one, a second as well, and now it's all on to Groovy.
1v2, and again, the kit's dropped. He's got to move up pretty quickly. Both Russia on plat, so that makes things even more complicated. Groovy getting to the site, but there's just no time left, Tom. I don't think he can win it. He has to stick the bomb, and they're, of course, going to peek him. WildEdit takes the duel, and he will win it as well. Team Russia, the pistol round under their grasp. So splitting pistols, again, shows how close this matchup is. And back up. Another round on the Russian side, 8-8. Bomb plant, though, at the very least. Oh, no, sorry, the LT side. Just move on. Yeah, I know, right? Force up for AGO. It's actually saving for the AWP, and Furlan also holding on to some money at the very least, so you can buy more utility when it comes to that buy, unless they want to run double AWP, but I would very much doubt that. And lots of SMGs in play as well for Russia. 3, in fact.
T-side. Again, just taking things nice and slow, looking to make some money in this one. I do feel like AGO may have missed a trick here, because I think just giving, well, handing away that pistol round, I want to say, to the T side, not getting off to the strong start that they could have had, and allowing Russia the chance to even the scoreline is not something they would have wanted to do. Aggression actually going to come out from the CT side, looking to try and peek, find out some information. There's nobody on the A side, so they kind of have to go for something a little bit riskier. And the Ts are all gathered up outside of A, so it's looking like it's going to be a maybe even full save from the CT side. Keep the pistols, give themselves a chance to do something in the next round, and unless they can get over towards that A side very quickly indeed, not really worth fighting.
Well, it is theirs for free, but how much damage can AGO do? That's the question. Bomb making its way to the site on the spot already. Towel's dead, the one man who could have stopped that cross on the balcony. Team Russia still playing very careful seized, making sure there's no one at the back of the site, but his teammate was already there to clear it. Dosia at least having that position covered, and now AGO just trying to save pistols, trying to keep armor into the next round. Very common on cobblestone to just stack a site in this kind of round, and if you don't win the duels, then, or if you make the wrong gamble, I guess, you just save your guns. That's fine in these kind of rounds, because splitting up, especially with pistols on cobble, and you go for a 2-3, you're just not going to win that. Like, you're just not, you know. So Russia, they'll take a fairly clean round, but they look to hunt. And this is exactly where you do want to hunt, because you have SMGs, you know AGO are just saving on this B site, and you've got them pretty much cornered with these players up through plateau. There's nowhere to escape, nowhere to run, but there are some kills coming through for the Poles.
One at least may survive. Ooh. Oh, Groovy, what's going on?
How?
1 HP.
How?
1 HP, dances away from that one. Can now drop a CZ over to one of his teammates, and well, a little bit of extra money made from the T side already, because they can just invest into another round of like Mac 10s or something of the sort. And Groovy, well, he will have the chance to make a little bit of extra cash himself. We all already know that they were attempting to make sure that they have a decent amount of money into this next round. Oh, hello, B-Rush. Not taking any time this time. Mac 10, actually, Groovy, there you go. $600 made already. The rest of the team actually slowing down a little bit. Electronic will manage to pick off one. Don't really want to lose too many players here, and eventually they will now clean things up.
Yeah, nothing too much of a hassle for Russia apart from that one Mac 10. PHR could get a kill in the drop down with a CZ, but he's already been flanked. He won't be ready for that. Those are cleaning up. And Russia up to 10 rounds. So here comes the buy from AGO. This is what we've been waiting for on the CT side. Their chance to get back into this game, because not that Russia have run away with it just yet, but again, if they find the pistol and the first buy, this could be a 12-8 scoreline, to be honest, and that's not fun. At least not for AGO, especially not on that CT side. So they really do need this first round of, or first buy round of the half. AWP in for Snatchy. Been a little bit quieter this game in comparison to some of the other matches we have seen him have. So we want someone to step up, and he certainly could be that man as well. Molotov up towards the stairs. It's going to be AGO. Not playing super aggressive on B, just a close broken wall position taken by Tao. Already falling back. Russia just looking to pressure this drop down. But with the bomb, I can only imagine that's going to fall back after the utility is thrown, and he'll join the rest of the players on the A site. Snatchy forced back by the flashbang, and Russia beginning this A split.
Lots of time to play with, of course. It is a bonus round, so they'll still be able to buy into the next. I like this from the T side, actually boosting up a complete off angle. I wonder if he actually saw a pixel there. Of course, smokes in GoTV can be a little bit misleading. CT side still just sat in this 2-3 setup. AWP taking the more aggressive of the fights. The bomb actually going to go rotating over towards A site, so it is still looking like an A split at this moment in time. 40 seconds left on the clock, and starting to tick in the favor of the CT side. Dosia already does some damage, but actually loses his life instead. And well, now the push continues, but straight away, WorldEdit going to try and wrap around. Not going to be caught just yet. Ring around the Rosie, just trying to hold on to these players. Snatchy finds one in the meantime, though. And now the bomb's going to be dropped. Wow. Flawless round from AGO. They win every single fight. But the T's are still going to have the money to buy back into this one and still have a chance to reset them. It'll be a little bit more difficult now that they've kept things so clean.
Yeah, AGO knowing exactly what was going on in that round. They had full control. They knew their players up long. It was looking like that split up towards A. Pretty prepared. Even with letting WorldEdit get through behind enemy lines, they still managed to secure it flawlessly, as you say. So once again, continuing to have a very strong start to this second half, and maybe a chance for them to pull it back after the pistol was won by Russia. I think this is a technical pause, though. Everyone's standing up, so yeah, probably not your average tactical, or maybe either a toilet break or a pizza has arrived, one or the other. We'll be waiting for whatever that is to get sorted out and hopefully be back into the game very soon. But yeah, this game is going exactly how I expected, to be honest. There's nothing too surprising. We've had obviously some shock and horror today with not only MVP putting up 20 rounds versus Fnatic, but also a stomp in response from Fnatic in the second map. And then Team 1 knocking out Cloud9, one of the favorites of this event as well. So this is certainly starting to normalize, Tom. So what were you oohing at?
Space Soldiers have just won Mirage, which was the pick of Godsent. 16-14. So very, very close. The next map is Cash, which I think online Space Soldiers have a ridiculous streak at the moment. Of
no, it's LAN.
On LAN.
They've got like it's like 12 to 14 streak on LAN.
Well, it was longer than that, even with online included, up until the point where they lost to Envy the first time they played with Haji.
Well, Envy, I don't want to call Envy online, but Envy are a bit online. Like Envy qualify for every event and go 0-2 in groups. That's like the common theme of Envy. So yeah, I mean, at least on LAN, where it really, really does matter, Space Soldiers are impeccable at that map. And if Godsent were the team to take them down, fair enough. You know, 14 rounds in that first map certainly put up a good fight. But yeah, I don't know, Tom. Space Soldiers, you called it for them to win the event, and it's certainly a possibility. But Cloud9 out, with Fnatic not exactly having the smoothest run into the semi-finals, especially in their first map, although they will be up against Team 1, that makes me think it should be okay. I'm thinking Fnatic, Space Soldiers maybe, unless Godsent can pull this one back.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think no matter what games we get towards the semi-final, well, I think Fnatic, for starters, they probably went into the day thinking, oh, God, we're going to get Cloud9 in the semis. And now they've got Team 1.
They must be smiling so much.
But then again, it's sort of like upset one, upset another. Obviously, the Brazilians doing an incredible job. And it is scary to think how much of a depth of talent there really is in that country.
And this isn't even a top... I want to say they're not top 4 in Brazil, but I would say that, I'd say they are, because obviously we've got all these unproven rosters and mixes and everything going on right now with
technically they're second.
Yeah, right. but in terms of what they shouldn't be second. They're only second because all the other teams have disbanded right now, or at least been dropped in, and others being unproven as well, waiting for the whole X100 Thieves debacle, NTC, all of this. But yeah, at the moment, second best in Brazil, which is a crazy thing to say.
CT side just winning their first buy round. But as said, the T's are going to be comfortably buying back into this one. Plenty of money made with all of those SMGs. So they've got the AWP, they've got AKs across the board with utility on every single player, excluding WorldEdit, of course. Not too much of a detriment. Setting up early on towards this B side of the map. Dosia, he loves playing around these stairs, and we'll be looking for an opener towards the A site. He's actually been given that portion of the map for free, and you can see the CTs playing very passively indeed. They have the AWP back towards the site. Completely different setup to what we saw in the previous round, where they were far more aggressive. 45 seconds up on the clock. And Smoke actually still down, so realistically, T's are still just going to be waiting. It's actually another smoke as well. They're buying so much time. This has to be frustrating if you're Team Russia, just being held out by these late smokes. They're going to only have about 20 seconds to actually execute by the time it comes in, but more importantly, World Edit pushing into drop. He's found the opener.
This could be a big opening for Russia now. Molotov forcing Furlan off with the boost on the tree, but he still peeks in. World Edit finding that shot. Tao trading back on the plateau, but he gets caught switching weapon, and Hooch will trade back again. Russia in a 3-on-1, but the damage has been done, and they could line up in the drop. PHR needs to get something done here, but look at the health. Russia will clinch it. 3 players, all 15 HP or lower.
I think that was like 27 between them.
Oh, quick maths.
Potentially, if I was correct.
Probably not.
No.
I mean, no one knows now. We're off camera, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
yeah. CT side instantly reset, of course. So, as said, keeping the 5 players alive will help them out a bit, but it's not going to give them enough to fully buy into this one. Want to make sure they can get everything into the next round instead, and it's a chance for Russia to now take themselves a further lead. 12 rounds looking likely, but we'll see what can be done by the Pistols.
It's actually close to the PT-50, always dangerous, but... Ooh, okay, really dangerous. Damage done, but they're not going to find the kill. Everyone getting mowed down really on A so far. AGO, 3 players left up. There's 1 more on the A site, but not for long. PHR is dead. And can I just say, why is AGO... Why... Mr.Cat, I still haven't actually found that out.
Sponsor?
Is that a sponsor?
Yeah, I think
I've never heard of Mr.Cat, but maybe a sponsor.
I think it might be a Chinese sponsor, actually.
Ooh, I will have a look.
Here we go, though. Tao coming in from behind.
Mr.Cat comes up with the Brazilian, or .BR, I assume that's Brazilian. I think it's a clothing shop.
Maybe.
Oh, interesting. Never knew that. Assuming this is the same Mr.Cat. Either way, nice, clean anti-eco found, and now we have a tactical pause for Russia trying to work out how they want to get back into this one with another one. Obviously doing very well in the second half, though. So not really too much pressure on Russia right now. Seized again, being very vocal, and yeah, like we, maybe thought, Tom. Seized calling the shots for this team and looking good while doing so.
It's a bit unfortunate. Oh, I was going to say I can't tell because Hooch's mouth was covered by the tactical pause sign, but then he was taking a drink out of his wonderful tea. Hashtag sponsor. I don't know what it's called because it's in Chinese.
What, Tom? What, you don't know fluent Mandarin? I heard Anders is learning, so ask him.
Yeah. Anybody can ask him. He'll tell you on the next match.
In Mandarin, he will as well.
Yeah.
In fact, he's learnt it very quickly.
Also, there's some mints. Oh, they Run Hao Tang.
Oh, there we go. Wow, you're fluent. Well, 12-9 up for Russia. AWP in for either side. No armor on that of Snatchy as well. He's up on long. Russia just a standard default. Something just went on the stage because I can hear a lot of screaming. I don't think it's this game, though.
No.
AGO still running that triple B setup as well. They're already out of utility by and large. One of the 2 remaining smokes going down, and the last incendiary joining it, trying to just take some control towards the plateau and down through long. And I like this from AGO. Be proactive. Similarly, how to push Inferno, B, Banana. You take control towards plateau. Very hard to hold, though. And again, they don't have the utility to at least keep themselves there. 1 smoke left on Groovy to potentially go through, but other than that, AGO, yeah, they take control, they delay Russia, etc. But by and large, they shouldn't commit to that angle because Russia would always win that duel coming back out through long. So yeah, they give it up. Tao falls back with the M4, plays towards the stairs. And now we may see a bit of a mid push, or an A push, sorry. Snatchy here with the AWP, and Team Russia starting to make their way up towards the A site. The rotation off of B coming as well with the bomb. And AGO, big round going to be needed here on the defense.
Snatchy's there once more with the AWP. 30 seconds left. The T's have got to go pushing towards him. One by one they fall. Hooch does manage to get past the threshold of this AWP, but he needs to move fast, and they just can't deal with him. Only Seized remaining. Not much time to play with. There's absolutely no hope of him winning this round. Saving the AWP is his #1 priority. He's got to be careful, though, because there is a push coming in on the flank. Tao Okay, it's gone the wrong way. Never mind. It will just be the save coming out from Seized. I highly... Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Back he comes, but no, I don't think he's going to get it. Oh, maybe he does.
Get wrecked.
That's painful. Seized actually...
After time.
Yeah, losing out on a little bit of loss bonus. They'll still have enough money to buy anyway. But it must be frustrating.
Yeah, only $1,400 loss as well, so it's not really too much of a worry. And again, if any team were going to force up, it would be Russia. Although this isn't a force, this is a buy. It's only Seized who's missing that AK. But CZ, pretty much just as good. We got an AWP as well on World Edit. He'll be going maybe for a bit of a pick down through the plateau. Does set up, won't go aggressive with the AWP. Just holding on, but AGO this time aren't going to be contesting that plateau. It's just going to be Russia walking right out onto the site. Tao fully blinded. He could have lined up maybe 2 kills there, but who just found the opener? Trade coming right back in for Furlan, but it's still in the favor of Russia after Electronic fires back. Tao trying to get aggressive. It's a risk-reward play here in the smoke, and Dosia navigating his way through the exact same. Russia still hold on to plateau. That Molotov luckily extinguished. Dosia stays alive for a few more seconds, and Tao still sitting in the smoke. The flashbang allows him to get aggressive, but he won't opt for it. Electronic on the boost, caught by Snatchy in the door. And now a 3-on-3. Things looking up for AGO, with Russia having slowed down and not found any picks off the back of it.
It's coming down to a game of patience. Seized. Angle being held. He'll be tagged low as well. Really, it's going to come down to World Edit to make some sort of play here.
Oh, Dosia.
Tao peeking in. World Edit will find the kill. He's now tagged as well, though. Again, we're seeing all these low players, and again, we see them firing off. PHR, same scenario as before. Snaps onto one. Finds the first, but look in behind you, PHR. He's spotted it. Finds the kill as well. Leaves it onto World Edit. Just needs to connect a single bullet. But the fact is, time is on his side. 30 seconds left, and PHR finds all 3. What a brilliant clutch from the pole.
That was really sick as well. I don't know if he heard that flank coming through, you know, maybe someone dropping off of the window, that's the word, or at least just expected it, but really, really well played. Good game sense nonetheless, and great clutch found. That's going to keep AGO in a good spot right now. Yes, they lose 4 players. Money's certainly going to take a hit as a result, but winning that round has kept this scoreline very, very close. Not only that, but it's forced Russia into a round where they're buying down, and this probably isn't the best of pies. 2 CZs, 3 AK is certainly enough, but to be honest, if AGO find this, yes, Russia will have loss bonus starting to build, but it still should be the eco unless a bomb plant comes in here for the Ts. So we could see a 13-12, and after Russia leading, what, 12-8? That's a real comeback for AGO.
Yeah, push in, Snatchy, well positioned. Finds the first already. AK will just be retrieved, so it's only one of the CZs that's been lost so far, and he's just going to stay in the same position. No fear, he has been spotted. Multiple players will be pushing into his position. Needs to get one more, otherwise the trade is not worth it, and it really is not, as now Hooch can retrieve an AWP, actually gets another kill. Spray coming in, and that's the bomb drop. Now all the information is gathered. However, can they actually stop them?
Plenty of time for Russia to rotate back round if they choose to. They do have the utility to go for an actual execute on B. Smoke needs to come in through the door, but the wrap in from Furlan. That's a big peak from PHR. That is not the peak you should be making. He'll go down. Now it leaves it all on the shoulders of Furlan. AGO were in a situation to maybe run away with his second half, but now that is left with a question mark, and that is on Furlan. A 1v2, both players tagged up to 30 HP, but they're posed on the angle. He's going to have to win this first duel pretty easily, and there it is. Well, it's dead. Nade can go in as well. This might be it. That's a perfect nade, and so much damage done. Does he expect Electronic on the site, though? Does he know? As he begins to push round as well, Electronic holds the exactly same angle, so Furlan going to walk head on, but no, he wraps back round. Electronic climbs up the top. He doesn't see the head. Someone's going to see the head. There it is. Furlan spots it. And AGO will find that round. Plenty of time for the defuse. 12-12. Again, dangerous. And again, a 1-player surviving for AGO, but it's theirs.
Wasn't that far away.
Yeah, he had 3-4 seconds, I think, on that.
I think about 1.
Nah.
I disagree.
I couldn't really hear it because of the crowd, but I'm pretty sure he had more than 1 second. Either way, doesn't matter.
Will be the round on the board either way. The question is now, do the T's force back into this? The answer, no. They'll have...
Yeah, goodbye. And not goodbye, but a bye that is good.
Yeah, they'll have a decent bye going into the next round, and it will be plenty of pistols in this one. Straight out goes one. Hooch will be lost. Teammates trying to sneak through, and actually they managed to do a decent amount of damage here already. Retrieving a rifle,
no.
seized, just quickly picks up 2 kills. He may have just opened this up. He actually hits a dink as well onto Furlan, and is now onto just 12 HP. Electronics retrieved a rifle. Dosia looking for the cross, and he's found information. And he's sneaking in from behind. Toa will be pushing his way onto the site. WorldEdit has no idea he's here. Flashbang goes out, but Spray is wild. Electronic kills his teammate. But Furlan's left on just 12 HP, and Dosia still behind him. He has absolutely no idea that the ex-god is lurking in the back lines. Furlan, there's no way he wins this clutch.
No, that was so well played. What on earth just happened? Russia picking up around. They didn't even bargain to win. They went for half buys. They were just looking for damage, really. Obviously, a win is great, but that is not their expectation. Again, now we come back to it, Tom. The damage that Russia have been doing in these buy rounds, or even these ecos, where they pull it down to a one-on-one and eventually lose, it's finally culminated to this. AGO lose 1 round and their money is out the window. They've been forcing constant rebuys every single CT round, and now they have $1,900. They have nothing. They've got to give up a round. They've got to give Russia one. And on the contrary, this isn't one that AGO can realistically pick up like Russia's half buy. Not a single dollar was spent here. We've got default pistols. We've got Russia potentially getting their 14th round on the board.
Mistake made, and a massive play from C's. Not only the fact that he gets 2 kills, but also the dink onto Furlan leaves that clutch impossible. Now the T's will slow right down. They're going to expect something different. The fact is, it really isn't coming. The CT side are playing very default positions. However, the aggression coming out, well, it will net a kill for the T's, and doesn't really tell much to the CT side at all. In fact, it almost gives them a false positive. They start rotating back towards the A side, maybe expecting somebody to push off the back of it. It's not the case, and the T's, well, will get good luck. Good luck, Town. This is like, if you pull this off, I think I'll eat the monitor, because this would just be the most ridiculous thing ever. Not anywhere near as risky as Vince's eat a boot. And well, CT side, below.
Well, not for long. Furlan's going to be joining his team in the grave, and everyone else falling apart here for AGO. Electronic, final kill of the round, not even damage done. 87 on 2 players, and other than that, Russia walk away flawlessly. AGO, the buy comes in here, Tom, but only because it has to at 14-12. They don't really want to play for OT, and their money really isn't perfect. They're running off of fumes, off of barely any loss bonus. That's 1,900, in fact, yeah. So, yeah, this is a pretty weak buy, all things considered. And AGO have only just been clinching it out when they had full buys with good utility in that AWP on Snatchy with kits. So, take into account this is now far less than that. I don't even know if this one's going to be possible. Russia may be running away with this game because of a force buy, or because of a half buy, in fact, not even a force. AGO, they need this round if they want to stay in this first map. Falling out of the drop, Russia don't even really put pressure on. C's just nades it, and it already causes AGO to give up that position.
Yeah, they took some early aggression over towards the A side, but I'm going to switch it up instead. Obviously not with that AWP anymore, so a very different scenario. T's will take some control as well, and the nade not going to do it enough damage to really warrant commenting on.
He comments.
CT side. Yep. Don't have a kit, don't have much utility to even slow thing down. The T's are actually still probing over towards that B side just in case, but you can see they're beginning their rotation back, starting to gather up towards this A site. And well, the CT's just smoking, so they don't really have any inkling as to where these T's are currently going to be rotating to. 30 seconds left on the clock, as they will have to now push in towards A.
Yeah, this could be the mistake of Russia if these kills come through. For Snatchy, 1, and damage to the second. C's hit low. PHR not been spotted. He's being wrapped. The flash is perfect. He gets 1. Does he know? Yes. Damage done, and he finishes off the kill. PHR making it work. 3 frags on the site, and Team Russia just no time, no hope. Seized on 10 HP, and he's going to go down as well. There's nothing he can do. He should probably just try and run away, but they won't give him the satisfaction.
Bare bones buy, but AGO, they do make it work. And while the T's obviously keeping things so clean over the last couple, will have enough money that they can purchase back in.
Ooh.
CTs, however, could be meeting the worst case once again. They lose this round. They are back to just pistols. Brilliant play from PHR.
I like the wallbang as well. The damage to Doja just offsets his aim a tiny little bit, and he's going to be distracted for a millisecond, allowing that second kill to come through pretty easily. But now, Russia's chance of a reset. And again, you know, another situation where it's going to come down to economy. If Russia win this round, AGO, their money's out the window. Yes, they saved a lot of players. That's one positive, but still not going to have a perfect buy.
Of course, this is map choice of Team Russia. Expected to take this one. Already drop control. Will be taken by the T's. WESG has been finding openings in the drop down before. Hello, Mr. Krabs. Saw a player boosted up on the tree as well. A very good position when it comes to players pushing in from plat, but when it comes to drop, you can be quite vulnerable. T's looking to now set things up. Here goes WESG, and that was close, but he still takes the head off one. Tao now looks to go a little bit aggressive himself, picks up the first, sprays through, gets a second, and he's got support from PHR as well. Don't forget, WESG is on just 5 HP, and they ground to a halt, trying to run through the smokes. And WESG, well, it's not down to him, it's on to Dosia. He does manage a first. Still not a lot of time left, and well, now it is on just WESG alone.
Yeah, 5 HP, as you say. Nice flash to at least allow Doja to get some damage off, but it just won't be enough. 1v3, and there's just no time left. AGO just holding on to this round. PHR, sorry, Snatchy instead coming in for that final kill. 14-14, Tom. The reset not found by Russia, but in fact it's AGO to come back in with their own, and this has been such a close game. Ridiculous, in fact. AGO have put up a really good fight on the map pick of Russia as well. That's one thing to take into account. This isn't necessarily, you know, meant to be their exact map. We looked more towards that second one of Mirage to be where AGO really shine, but they are bringing us the full distance, the full 30 rounds at the very least, and maybe more.
Yeah, again, it definitely looks like Seized is the one leading here.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Either that or Hooch is very good at talking without moving his lips. He's talking through Seized. Mind control.
Telekinesis.
Here we go. Force buy in from the T side. They're going to risk it all here. They've got the AKs on the majority of players. CZ for Seized, but when we saw that last time, it wasn't a detriment at all.
Better than the AK, as we said.
There we go, Seized. He really wants to get aggro, running straight through the smoke. We'll get into drop, but it's players holding from outside. In fact, the T's just looking to speed things right up here. Furlan, he's in the back lines. It will be Tao to start things off. Seized yet to really make his way out, and Furlan is just getting everything thrown at him. Bullets, flames. Still, it's not his doom just yet. Eventually, he will fall. CT still take the man advantage, at least for now. Tao doing the work there. Dosia looking for the peak, but can't find anything. Smoke will hold him out, and in fact, there's aggression. Electronic able to trade things back, but getting that bomb down may be quite difficult. There's multiple players here. The peak going to come out, and PHR very smart goes for the man who's not planting the bomb. Electronic will surely get overwhelmed, and it is going to be 15-14. Map point coming in for AGO. And well, more importantly, not a whole lot of money for Team Russia to even fight back with.
And there's so many points this game. It looked like Russia just had it in the bag. They had full control. They not only took a 12-8 on that second half, but just multiple situations where they reset AGO. They screwed their economy and got themselves in situations where this should have been their map. But AGO, they just don't let it happen. They don't accept defeat. And well enough for them, because they have made this all the way to 15, as you say. And this may just be the final one. The final nail in the coffin as Russia force things up. Triple AK, Galil, UMP, and a fast approach once again from C's. No surprise. The flash, though, this time will hold him back. Not the Molotov. Very slow pace from Russia out on A, but on B, they go quickly. Hooch is already into the site. Tower is shutting down. He's looking for more. Spray is perfect. He lands 2 kills. Surely there's no way back into this for Russia. They're just getting picked apart. One by one. Seized finally comes in with something from the back. But it's a 2-on-3. AGO still with control of the site, loads of it. They just got to worry about the man in the middle. C stuck in the drop down. But again, he's so low, he's surely not a threat. It's down to World Edit.
Doesn't have his trusty AWP in hand either. Waiting for C's to maybe make his move. Groovy is facing in the wrong direction. And she peeks out instead, and there we go. Closed out AGO. It's a very close series indeed, a very close match. But it will be them taking